Hello everybody, this is Gary Patterson coming to you again this time with a review of our board meeting that we had last night on January 16th. So it's the morning of January 17th and we're here to give you an update on what went on at the board meeting, some other things that are happening around our district. So hope everybody is doing well. We opened the board meeting last night with a recognition of our trustees. January is School Board Recognition Month across the state of Texas. And our board members work so hard for the staff and students, and this is the time that we pause and our students and our campuses help recognize our trustees for the work that they've done. So I just want to say again to President Luis Fernandez, Vice President Robert Fowler, Secretary Laura Perez, Javier Flores, Annabelle White, Cal Lambert, and JJ Suarez. These are special people. It's hard to describe the year that we've all had. And so for our board members to stand tough and provide stable leadership through these last several months has been very trying on everybody in the community, family, students, staff, and of course our school board. So we appreciate them for their support and encouragement. And it was nice that we could recognize them last night. So we did that. We recognized the board, and then there were several items on the superintendent's report that I'd like to share with you. We recognized a couple of our new campus administrators. Our two newest ones, Norma Hill Garcia, will be the new acting principal at UDLA. Many of you know Ms. Hill Garcia. She's been an assistant principal at the high school. She's a former coach in the district, former bilingual teacher in the district, and she's a Uvalde graduate, and we know she's going to do great things, and we're happy to have her in that role over at UDLA. Also at the middle school, as you know, we recognized and introduced Daryl Hemphill, the new campus leader at Morales. He comes to us from Northside ISD in San Antonio, where his career was a teacher, coach, head football coach, principal, and associate athletic director. And he has come to UCISD to really help us out, to serve. He wants to be here to see how he can help and encourage and support our students and staff at the middle schools, at the junior high school. So we're thankful for him as well. We have a new officer on our police force, Officer Huizar. He comes to us from Sabinal Police Force, but he lives in Uvalde. His family is here. He has children in our district. He's been active in some of our youth sports, coaching and helping out with our youth leagues. And so many in the community will already know him, and they live here, and we're glad to have him join as we build our police force back. Gave the board a security update. We're still waiting on some gates to be finished at the high school, Uvalde Elementary in Batesville. We have a meeting today about timelines for the crossroads fencing, so I hope we'll get some more information today about how long it's going to take to get the supplies to build the fence at Crossroads and get that project done. Our cameras installation, all the new cameras that are going in around the district have been finished at Flores, and now we are moving on to Uvalde Elementary. So we're slowly getting around to getting the camera situation finished. Then we'll get the network up and running, and that'll be we will really be glad to get that installed and running and monitoring. It's taken a while, but we can almost see the end. Also, we had a SHAC committee update. SHAC is our School Health Advisory Committee, and so we have members of the public, representatives, parents, as well as teachers, business leaders, help us with our SHAC committee as they review our health and curriculums around the district. And we want to just say thank you to all of our volunteers on our SHAC committee and appreciate all the work they do for the district. We also recognized Coach Miller, Wade Miller, last night from Uvalde High School, head football coach and athletic director. The National Football League has a program to recognize high school football coaches, and the Houston Texans have nominated Coach Miller for the Texas High School Coach of the Year. Very happy for Coach Miller. This is an award that he said last night that he shares with the coaches and the administrative staff and the teachers and the players and the students at the high school. It's a team effort, but I want to say that I'm very proud of Coach Miller and the way he leads an inclusive, welcoming, supporting, encouraging athletic department. And so we're very proud of him and the positive recognition that brings upon Uvalde High School. So that was pretty much for the superintendent's report. I want to mention that something important that came up last night on the agenda is we adopt new policies in the district. Each time the legislature meets, they pass new laws, as you can imagine. There are hundreds of bills that are introduced in the legislative session that deal with educational policy. Now, when the legislature, if any of those make it all the way through and they're voted on and approved by the legislature, then that language goes to the Texas Education Agency for interpretation, onto the Texas Association of School Boards to be placed into what you see on the website or in our offices about educational policy. There's several new things, and so before I get there, as those policies are developed, it's an ongoing process. So this is still a policy from last legislative session, and we're just now starting a new legislative session, so it's just ongoing, never stops as our policies get updated. There has been some questions regarding our safety drills around the district, that whenever we have a safety drill, whether that's a lockdown or an evacuation or a fire drill or tornado drill, whatever it might be, we understand that it causes some stress and anxiety after what we've been through rather than it did before. I want you to know we're very sensitive to that. This year we have tried to announce those ahead of time. But we have a February 1 soft date, if you will, to begin what we previously worked on, which was unannounced drills. We've had some questions about that we need to continue to be very sensitive about the triggers that may cause to some students whenever they hear a drill going off. I just wanted you to know that if we had some flexibility in these drills, this might be a time to look at that, but we just don't. These are laws that go in fact, they've actually, the laws have increased the number of drills that we're required to do, not decreased. Want you to know that we'll continue to be on standby. If you are concerned about your child in any type of drill situation, just call the office and talk to them, send us a note about it, and we'll see what we can do to work with you individually. But again, the drills have increased, the requirement for schools have increased, not decreased. And so I'll just run down those drills. A secure drill is what we used to call the old lockout. There's a difference between lockout and lockdown, and that was confusing. So we started the state decided to use the language of secure, which is we would just double sure that everything on the exterior is locked up, but we continue to have class move around the campus on the inside. So that is a secure drill, and those we have to have one of those per year. A lockdown drill, I think we all know what that is. We have to have 2 per school year, 1 per school semester. Evacuation drills, we have to have 1 per school year. Shelter in place for hazardous materials, 1 per school year. Shelter in place for severe weather drills, or what we used to refer to as tornado drills, but severe weather can come in more than just tornadoes. So severe weather drill, we have to have 1 of those per school year, as well as the regularly scheduled number of fire drills that we have to have per year. So you can see it easily 7 to 10 drills per year is just about normal, and we're required to do that. So we'll continue to do that, and at the same time try to be sensitive to all the families who have concerns about how that impacts their child when they hear those drills. On some very good news, I want to share with our community and our staff that last night the board considered and approved an addition to our policy. And the background of that is, as an administration, we try to understand what our staff has been through and we're going through as far as stress and anxiety over these last few months. And we've continued to monitor the emotional needs of our staff during this most difficult year. And our staff has just been remarkable in how they've kept the student needs at the forefront in the way they have worked and their commitment. So we recommended to the board that our staff, in order to address the need that we see, we recommended a resolution that allowed 2 additional days for teachers to take leave this upcoming spring semester for the purpose of rest, relaxation, family time, counseling if needed, support if needed. And that was a very big step for our board to take, and I so much appreciate their understanding and willingness to consider this. And so immediately that practice will go into place where there'll be 2 additional days for our staff to take during the spring for those reasons that I just stated. The policy will fall under the same restrictions and same application request process as our other leave days take, but we'll look forward to that and look forward to our staff getting a little bit of extra rest with the 2 extra days. So again, I want to thank the board for considering that and passing that. We have several activities coming up. Our girls basketball program, the Lobo basketball program, the district is winding down. But tonight they're in action at Divine, and while our boys program is in action here against Divine as well, starting at 6:15 here and 6:30 in Divine. So we want to wish them good luck. We have some other events. You can check our website. A big event coming up before too long on January 27th is our Uvalde Stock Show, where our students in agri-science and in FFA are able to showcase their animals, and that's always a fun event to get out and watch. And I know firsthand that is a family event. The entire family has to pitch in to make sure that those animals are taken care of and ready to show. And so that's always an exciting time, and that's a lot of work, and we appreciate that as well. So we'll all look forward to the stock show. Another issue I'd like to talk specifically to the junior high parents about is you received information from the district and from the campus about bathroom safety recently in the last few days. I want to talk to you about that under the umbrella, if you will, of our overall safety programs. It's not just putting up fences and cameras and gates. It's also about keeping our students safe within the fences and gates at school. And we made the decision to remove some bathroom doors at the junior high school. Again, communication went out last week about that project. I can assure you that I have seen those bathroom spaces, what we would worry about, what you would worry about as a parent if removing a door left a direct line of sight into the facilities themselves. I can assure you that that does not. If you can think of bathrooms without doors like you might see at the airports or might see it at grocery stores or sporting arenas, many and most new construction do not have bathroom doors for safety and security reasons. So we've removed those doors, and unfortunately, I just need to inform you that those bathrooms have been where some of our most serious issues with vaping and actually fighting have occurred. And we're making progress. We want to eliminate vaping from the from our district entirely. We need help from all areas on that, and just we need to, we're building a culture. I hope we're starting to build a culture where we're going to be tolerant of each other and not get upset where we feel like we have to solve some issue, which usually, quite honestly, is pretty small, but we feel like we have to solve that issue with violence. Then we're going to take that very seriously and remove those students from campus, because there's just not a place for that on our campuses. But that's the reason. I wish we didn't have to talk about that, but that is a area of interest for our parents. When we've had some calls, we've talked through, and again, I promise you that those doors, while open, do not have a line of sight to the facilities that the kids are using. And it's much easier to monitor from the outside those areas that have been a problem. So I hope you understand. We want our students to feel safe and secure. We want our parents to feel like your students safe and secure. We're continuing to do what we can as quick as we can to get our campus in shape to be the safest and a culture where students can come and learn, work hard in their classes, and do their work. Along those lines, we had several visitors in our district this week. As we start to finish a lot of our security measures, we try to have new sets of eyes come in and look. And I want you to know that this week we had former FBI agents, former Secret Service agents from Washington, former Homeland Security, that these parties have come in, and now they have different groups where they're working with school systems across the country, and primarily in Texas. And they wanted to offer their expertise. They came in as a service at no charge. Not even for travel or anything. They just wanted to help. And so they came in, were able to review all our campuses, look at what we're doing, and add some thoughts into some areas that really led to some helpful discussion. So just want to shout out to those people. We continue to have people like this from all over, just wanting to help, offer their services, see what they can do, and it continues to be uplifting to have people sacrifice their time and many times their money to come and just offer their opinions and expertise and help any way they can. So that's about all I have for the update today. I want to say thank you for all the encouragement and support that you continue to give our district as we continue to move into what we hope is going to be a very productive and supportive and successful school year the rest of the way. So until we talk again in a few days, I hope everyone has a good day, and thank you for tuning in to watch. Thank you.